Hi everyone, today we're going through some common questions when it comes to follow-up emails. I've sent a lot of follow-up emails in the last couple of years as we grew our business, and there's a lot of things that nobody ever taught me that I'd love to share with you in terms of my failures, but also lessons I've learned. First question is, when should you follow up with someone? My response is always, how badly do you want that partnership? How badly do you want that customer? Usually the rule of thumb is 5 to 12 times in terms of follow-up emails. I found following up about 7 times usually works best for me in terms of seeing a client being converted or a partnership being converted. 7 follow-up emails sounds like a lot. I would definitely spread it out a little bit. So instead of following up every single week, that's quite annoying. See it as a long-term game. Building relationships is very relational instead of transactional. So I always follow up every month. So I have a whole list of people I want to work with or collaborate with, and I would always follow up once every single month. But when you are following up with people, make it creative. Don't just use the same, hi, hope you're well, just following up on this, warmest, your name. That's very boring, people are used to it. And also assume that if you're reaching out to a customer or a partnership, they're getting inundated with at least 1,000 more follow-up emails themselves. So how do you stand out? How do you get them to notice you and hopefully convert into a partner or a sale? I would say be creative, right? Whether it's a day that is very specific and cool, like for example, Taco Tuesdays. We love our Taco Tuesdays. If it's the World Cup is happening, make it relevant, talk about the World Cup. One of my favorite emails recently has been, hey, I just wanted to follow up in this email. Also, have you seen the last game with the Socceroos? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Something along those vibes. And usually that opens up a bit more conversation where somebody literally responded back to me saying, hey, I did enjoy it, but I'm actually supporting Spain this World Cup. And I'd respond back being like, oh, you're supporting Spain. Can you have a look at the proposal as well? It'd be a really cool, creative way to start a dialogue that's more personable instead of me asking for something and then get to the part of what we're talking about in the sense of that business partnership. Another question is, when should you stop following up someone? Now, everybody has a different answer to this. I would say once you've hit 7 follow-ups for a specific person, a specific contact, and they haven't responded back or they've completely ghosted you for the last 5 to 6 emails, I would probably take that as the easiest indicator that that contact doesn't want to engage with you anymore. What I would, instead of completely detaching yourself from that goal or that partnership, I would actually reach out to someone else from that company and build that follow-up chain again. So if that one person didn't work, clearly they're not engaging with you. So find someone else, jump on LinkedIn, jump on a different platform, look at someone else who's taking care of that portfolio or the specific area you're trying to reach out for your own business and reach out to them. So if one person doesn't work, find someone else, or in many ways, that person you're trying to reach out to, their role might have completely changed. So what you're sending isn't relevant anymore. So do some research. Once you hit those sort of 6 to 7 follow-up email mark, find someone else. The other question is, what do you include in a follow-up email? Now, again, different people have different responses. I'll tell you what's worked for me. A follow-up email that just says, hi, just following up on this Tuesday, please let me know your thoughts, usually does not work because that is a very stock standard email. I bet you the person you're reaching out to got 1,000 of those emails in the last 1 month. You're not standing out. You're being very stock standard. And the emotions, if I was that person receiving that email, I'd be like, oh, cool, this person's reached out again. My advice when you're following up, be creative. Allow your personality to shine. People love funny, cool, humorous, creative emails that really stand out to them. So instead of being like, hi, good, hope you're well, all of that stuff, it doesn't elicit any emotion. Be creative, have fun with it, keep it short as well. People are busy, people are time poor, especially emails. Everybody knows what it feels like to be cluttered with emails, and everybody's, especially if you're a business owner, your response is, I want to get rid of this inbox. I want to start the new day with 0 inbox. If your email is easy to get rid of, it's not a good email. So make it creative, make it short, talk about something concurrent, read up on what they've been doing recently on social media, what they've been posting, and use that as a starting line. That will make a huge difference because that person will say, hey, this person is actually caring about me and what I'm doing. I haven't responded to them in about 3 months, but they've actually been following my work and actually paying attention. So my 4th month follow-up, they'll actually respond back. So another question is, how do you make your email follow-ups not annoying? Now, I'm sure everybody's experienced some really horrendous email follow-ups and also some ones that really piqued your interest and you responded back to. My rule of thumb would be number 1, keep it relevant. Number 2, make it creative. And number 3, make it as short as possible. What I would also say is make sure that when you are emailing someone, don't just always ask for things. Don't be transactional every single time being like, hey, here's my proposal or here's the new product, buy. That doesn't make anybody feel good at all. Try to make it as relational as possible. So instead of asking people for something, ask them, what can I do for you as well? How can I make this a two-way stream where you're doing this for me in terms of a proposal or a business partnership? I'd also love to add value to you. Once you bring that relationship dynamic into play, people will look at you and be like, hey, oh, I also want to do this for them, but I also want that in return as well. Make it as relational as possible instead of transactional. Ask them how I can add value and then go from there. Another question is, should I use third-party software to do my follow-ups? Now, in the last 18 months or so, I have seen so many AI-generated emails in my inbox. They're all great products or services in their own right, but the way they've communicated, I've completely been turned off from even responding back to them. So to answer your question, yes, but use it properly. Don't just create generic emails because your software made it easy because of efficiency, because if your email comes across wrong, I will either unsubscribe, I will probably block you, or I probably won't take you seriously at all. Make it customized. You can still use tools outside of emails to make your time easier, to make your time more efficient, but make sure you personalize it and don't come across too generic or AI generated. You will probably lose the client entirely than even building that relationship for a response. So I would say use it well, but don't use it for the sake of efficiency. You'd rather keep that relationship than lose it entirely because of that. So when it comes to follow-up emails, it's all about persistence pays dividends. I've done so many follow-up emails in the last couple of years, and in many ways I've hit the 7th follow-up, 8th follow-up, and I'm just like, oh, this is a dead duck. This will not convert into anything. And then out of nowhere, I get an email out of the blue being like, hey, I've been following your work. I'm so sorry for not responding back to you. I've been busy. And then it converts. So the reality is, if you really want a business partnership, collaboration, customer, consumer, whatever you're looking for in terms of your goal, persistence does make a huge difference. You just have to keep following up and also use these etiquettes that we talked about today.